Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just
speaking into the void?
But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Don't chew on that, Max.
Cooper loves that shoe, too.
Oh, now he's into Cooper's food. Wow, he is loving it. What do you feed Cooper?
Blue Buffalo Life Protection Formula. He never leaves a crumb. I love it because it's made with high-quality protein, nutrient-rich fruits and veggies, and wholesome whole grains.
Looks like we're switching to Blue.
Blue Buffalo foods are made with the superior ingredients your dog needs to thrive. Can your dog food say that? Visit feedbluefood.com to learn more.
What is this?
Extensions.
No. Is this called a piece, a bundle, or a hair?
This is the plaintiff, Danielle. She says she went to the defendant's salon for hair extensions, and after 6.5 long hours in the chair, her hair looked like a mullet. It was so terrible, the extensions didn't even match her natural hair color. She and the defendant got into a fight over text messages. She was so humiliated at work because everyone wanted to know what happened to her head. And she's suing the subpar salon owner for every penny of the $750 she's owed. This is the defendant, Kara. She says she's been doing hair for 12 years and knows exactly what she's doing. She put in 140 extensions in the girl's head. She was paid, tipped, and left. The next day, the plaintiff said she wanted even more because she wanted thicker hair. And she said sure, but she'd have to charge her. The girl flipped out, then demanded a full refund. So here they are. She's accused of being a little too thin. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $750 for the remaining balance of her services.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn.
Thank you, Douglas. Danielle, you've asked us not to mention your last name. You are suing Kara, who has also asked us not to mention her last name or company name, for $750 that you paid her in order to put extensions in your hair because, according to you, what she did was not worth it. Tell me what happened.
I found a Groupon online for a full head of extensions, $750.
What's a full head of extensions? As many as you may need?
Everyone's hair is different, so yeah,
it could be like, what's a full head usually? How many extensions?
around 140 pieces.
Wow.
If
Where
not
do you
more.
put all that? Because now extensions are like
Individually.
Not 140 individual hairs, 140
Yes,
little
yeah.
groups of
No,
hairs.
I actually have some of them.
Wait. So 140 little hairs?
Yeah, I have what I have.
Oh, it's not so much anymore. All right, let me see what you got.
You have to take them out.
Okay, so how many hairs are here?
10. They come 10 a bundle.
Oh, but they're not, okay, but I'm thinking, you know, when you say 10, okay. Are you calling this a hair?
No, they're individually. It's 10 pieces in a bundle.
What is this?
Extensions.
No. Is this called a piece, a bundle, or a hair?
A bundle.
Okay, how many
Yes.
bundles you put in a person's head?
Around 18.
Okay, now we're
Depending on
talking.
how
All
much
right,
they need.
now I have a sense
Yes.
of how much hair. Got it.
Sorry.
Got it. Can I open the packet?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So go on.
So I found the Groupon. I went in. I called the salon first to confirm that it was still good. The deal was still good. She said yes. Made an appointment. Went in for the consultation. She was still cutting the previous client's hair when I got there, so she gave me swatches, hair swatches, which are hair samples of different colors, and asked me to pick out which ones I'd like. I showed her the two that I thought matched closest to my hair, but asked her for her professional
What
opinion.
color were you trying to make them? The blonde, because you have an ombre thing going on where it's dark on the top and kind of blondish on the bottom. So were you trying to fill? I guess you're trying to fill in the bottom part, right?
Yeah, I was trying to get all brown up top and then just a couple highlights. Yeah.
Okay, so did you pick 2 different colors?
Yeah, it ended up being a blonde color and a brown color.
Yeah.
I actually have the extensions that were in my hair.
All right.
I asked her if she would like me to take out the hair out of my ponytail because I had previous extensions in there. She said no, it was fine. She could see my real hair through the extensions.
Okay.
Because I had old extensions there was only a couple in there because I needed them redone. She said she could see my real hair, so no need to take out the ponytail. A few days later, I went back for the services to be done. The hair, long story short, the hair was just too thin. It did not match my hair. The following day, my mother called the salon. I called the salon. We went back and forth for all week.
Okay, but when you were at the salon, how long were you there?
My appointment was at 6. I left at 10:30.
Oh, it was quite a while.
Yeah, it's just the 2 of us.
When you left, did you express any displeasure with the job?
No, my hair was stick straight, like a treatment straight. So I thought maybe, I'm not supposed to wash it for 3 days. Let me just, maybe tomorrow it'll look better. Once I sleep on it, my real hair will form to it. So when I got home, I asked my mom, how's it look? And she was trying to make me feel better. She said, it's okay. Next morning, I got a real good look at it, getting ready for work, and it did not match my hair at all.
What didn't it match? The texture of your hair or the color of your hair?
The color was okay. The blonde was a little too blonde, but that can be covered up with my hair. But it was the length and the volume. My hair was like this, and the extensions were just flat.
Okay. Do you have pictures?
I do. You can just see sorry, that's all. You can just see the thickness is not the same.
How can I see that from this picture? You have your hair lifted up, most of it, and I just see strings of...
Because that's how they were. There was no
but I know, but if I go like this right now and I pull a lot of it up, you're just going to see hair. That's not how my hair looks. That's how it looks when I lift the majority of it. Like that doesn't... I needed to see... Do you have a picture of your hair loose?
There's more pictures in there.
Do you have your hair where you're not staging it, where your hands aren't picking up parts of it?
No, because we just...
You don't have you don't have a single picture of just your hair down, and so I can see how the hairdo looked.
No, those are the only pictures you can see. That there's no consistency whatsoever to them.
Show me what you want me to see. Come on over here. Well, you're tall. Okay, I look really, I don't know if I like this because now I look really short. So I happen not to be wearing heels today. Turn around for me, I'm gonna touch you, okay? Why is this hair here short like that?
That's how her hair is.
But why, because it breaks off?
That's how short her hair was when I put the extensions in.
But these aren't all extensions, are these?
No.
No, some of this hair is really long. Like, I see an extension here. If I do this and I hold this hair up, okay, yeah, I see the shorts, I see the longs, and there's space. I can see your orange shirt in between them. I kind of got to see it this way to get, man, these extensions really work. They're awesome. So what's the deal now? Your hair is really this long, but it looks this long? Like like the concept behind the extensions, like you could actually make your hair from short to long?
The whole point of getting them was I went through an eating disorder, so I lost a lot of my hair, which I had expressed to Kara, it just made me feel like manly. Right. I don't feel like a full woman with short hair, and I just wanted...
Honey, you can rock short hair. Some of us can and some of us can't. You're one of those who can, but... And I don't know that it's a comment on your womanliness that your hair would be short or not.
Well, personally, I felt that.
Personally, you wanted long hair. I got you. Who are you? Do you have any evidence?
I did see her hair extensions, and to be quite honest, even though she had her hair, she was holding it up, they were literally so thin and her hair was so short, it did appear as though, she had a mullet, to be honest.
Did you tell her that?
I tried and said they looked nice, and then she saw the reaction on my face, and I was honest. I did say that.
You said
pretty
what?
much looks like a mullet, yeah.
You did tell her it looks like a mullet. Who was the first person in your life to tell you it looked like a mullet? Your mother?
No, she was actually. My mother was trying to make me feel better because I spent the money, and when that's what I got, I didn't want my money back originally. I just wanted her to put the appropriate amount in.
And what was her response to you when you said that to her?
She would do it, but I'd have to pay more.
Okay, but now if all you wanted were more, why is it you're saying, well, the extensions she picked out, can I see the extensions?
Yes.
That the extensions she picked out, the texture was wrong.
This is 112. The style, sorry.
Okay.
That's 112. She said that she put 120 in my hair. I think there was a little more.
Nothing personal.
No, none taken. That's. Some of them were cut in half to make it. That's what the stylist who fixed my hair told me. You can tell that some of the bonds up top were cut to make it look like more hair. They're very thin, very thin.
In other words, she took this and separated them?
Yeah, there's 10 strands in there, so each strand she may have cut once in half, or some of them it's just not, they're too thin. They're not even pieces of hair.
Some of them are kind of thin. Did you do that?
No, because when I bond it, the glue absorbs it, so it absorbs the hair. So it looks thin. There's no way you can cut those bonds.
Can I have a pair of scissors? That's good.
Yes.
I'll just cut them. It's not falling apart, nothing else is happening to them, and now they look the same width as a bunch of these.
But how do I know those extensions are from the previous?
Oh, we're gonna play that game, are we? They're extensions that she got out of her hair. What are the odds they belong to some penultimate hair extension thingy? I mean, look, when you make a deal on Groupon, the idea is you're trying to get people to come on in, but it's only worth it for the consumer if you're giving them really the deal and not if you're trying to not give them the deal. I'm a little disappointed that I was just able to cut that and that it looks fine. Who's the gentleman with you?
My father.
Come on up. Go ahead. You can say what you want. You whisper in her ear or do whatever you want. You're her dad. You earned that right. You go ahead. Do you have anything from the new salon?
She didn't want to get involved.
I don't blame her.
She refused to even. I asked her if she could put in the hair that needed the correct amount over Kara's work, and she refused. She said she would not even.
Out of curiosity, do you have the Groupon? Does anybody have the Groupon?
Yes,
Yep.
right there.
Okay. So, what's your theory on why you would be able to sue her? Hold on, Dad. What's your theory on why you would be able to sue her for $750 additional dollars?
Because that's how much I would originally charge her.
I know, but your theory of a lawsuit has to be you're entitled to it because the person contracted with me to pay that. That was their agreement. You can't just get angry that they're suing you and then decide you're not going to give them a discount.
No, I know that.
But if you know that, why'd you counterclaim? Because you're angry and you no longer want to give her a discount. How old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay. Yes, Dad.
Most important thing about this whole thing is she came to the salon and
I'm going to let your dad speak for you because if not, you're going to hear it on the car ride the whole way.
Right.
So let's
Well,
just
she knows. She had to say this.
Go ahead. Go.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Does Groupon really save you money?
Not in my experience. It never has.
Why do you think it's so popular?
Well, it must work for some people. Depends on the product.
This doesn't work for you?
It doesn't work.
Kind of piss you off?
It doesn't work for me.
What do you think? Does Groupon work?
Not from my experience either. I was gonna buy my mother a Mother's Day's gift from it, but it didn't work out. So I was like, I'll just go through a regular flower shop.
Okay, this is no slam on Groupon, but it's random going inside the courtroom.
She came to the salon to get the hair extensions on Groupon, stating that she wasn't happy with the salon she had previously had them done. They were falling out. She was very unhappy with it. Well, it so happens she went back to the same salon to have the hair extensions done again. After she came to Kara's salon, telling her that she was very unhappy with the service
So what
prior.
do you think that proves?
Well,
She spent over $900 because I have.
But what do you think that proves? And why are you shaking that? Do you have something that says how much she spent?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm good friends with this receptionist over there at the other salon.
Let me see. What do you think that proves?
Well, she's looking for a price. I mean, if she came to Kara's salon not happy with the previous salon that did hair extensions that were falling out, why would she go back there again after she came to Kara's salon?
Because maybe she thought that they weren't good until she met worse. I don't know. Were you unhappy with the previous salon?
These are the same. I just couldn't afford that. afford that $1,300 at that time. And I found the Groupon. I thought it was great. Kara was nice and caring.
This is from the receptionist at the place you ended up getting it fixed at. Promotion, I normally charge $1,400 for the whole thing, but I only charge her $750, which I lost money, and she thinks she was supposed to get $1,400 worth of extensions. Well, yeah, because that's your Groupon.
No, I know.
which I charge $1,400 for everything, so I basically just charged her for the hair.
I didn't charge you for my service, which that includes the whole $1,400.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Yes, Dad.
This is what she paid the second time she went. This is.
She went multiple times.
She went multiple times, not just the one time.
I'm sorry, how do you have that?
Well,
That secretary needs firing. Go ahead. And that's a my. Stay where you are. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you showing me this again? I already have this.
but
These
I
are
didn't
the
know if you
texts from between you and the secretary. It says 900, then 3-something a couple of times, then 450, I think, this month.
She thinks.
Yeah. Which point?
So she paid more than 900.
No, sweetheart, this is all the time she's been there.
No,
because
that
you have
was
somebody doing reconnaissance who works for the salon that doesn't want to get involved.
No,
and
that
yet
was in
here's
January.
the text from the secretary.
That was January.
That was 1 month. That was in the same month.
Then she says, then 450, I think this month. She could either be referring to the last amount or the others.
But she kept going back.
Would you stop? Just stop. All right, I'm looking at the receipts from, that just makes it worse for you if she's spending more money to fix the job that she thinks you'd botched. Well, I don't know, I'm not even sure what you're trying to prove at that point. I am gonna order you to refund the plaintiff's money, $750, verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, the defendant and her dad did the best they could, but the gavel comes down in favor of the plaintiff here. So what's your reaction to that verdict?
I'm unhappy.
Now, this Groupon thing and these kind of a deal, would you do this again?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay. All right, thanks. Okay? All right, head right down this way. All right, so come on in here and step in here. And so you satisfied how this comes out?
I am.
You finally happy?
Finally happy.
And how's the hair doing?
Amazing.
Yeah?
It was a lot better.
How'd you get it to look so good?
The stylist did it.
Oh, yeah?
It's all in the stylist's work.
Yeah. Let's get it from the horse's mouth over here, the honest person. Does it look like a mullet still?
No, not anymore. Thank God.
Okay, Harvey?
Okay, short story. The fact that the plaintiff got it fixed actually worked to her advantage. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Visit Blinds.com now for up to 45% off site-wide, plus a free professional measure. Rules and restrictions apply.
This is the plaintiff, Amy DeMule. She says the defendant's vicious pit bull charged their back door, broke through, entered their house, and grabbed their sweet dog, Lola, and killed her. At the animal hearing, the defendant told the authorities she was 100% responsible and would pay them for their losses, while the louse never did. And that's why she's here, suing for the memory of her sweet, sweet Lola in the amount of the $1,690.50 she's owed. This is the defendant, Phoebe. She says she feels terrible about the whole situation, but the plaintiff went so psycho after the incident, she was forced to move out because she thought her life would be in jeopardy if she stayed. The woman ripped her car door open in a fit of rage in front of her petrified daughter, screaming her dog was going to die too. And since she had to incur moving expenses, she thinks they're more than even. She's accused of a doggone fiasco.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant's pit bull charged through the back door and killed her dog. But the defendant says the plaintiff just got too angry and threatened her and her dog's life. It's the case of another pit bull attack.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Amy DeMule?
Yes.
Okay. You are suing Phoebe. You've asked to be referred to only as Phoebe for $1,690.50 in vet bills, plus the purchase price of your Yorkie, because apparently your dog was mauled at the hands of her dog. Tell me what happened. Sorry to hear about that.
On the evening in question, on September 7th, me and my husband, we were getting ready to go to the movies, and so I was going to take the dogs out before we left. So I went over, and we have a spotlight that we turn on in the backyard. So I turned the spotlight on, and I looked down into the backyard to make sure the defendant's dogs were not out there.
Okay, but how are the defendant's dog in your backyard?
We were living in a two-family house.
Okay.
They resided on the first floor.
Downstairs or upstairs?
We're upstairs.
You're upstairs, they're downstairs.
Correct,
okay.
yes. We have separate entrances and exits to the house. There's no
But
common...
a communal backyard?
But a communal backyard, yes. So I
What
checked...
kind of dog do you have?
He's a pit bull terrier.
A pit bull. And you have?
2 Yorkshire Terriers.
Okay, we can predict how this is going to turn out.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
so I checked downstairs to see if they were down there. They weren't. We had previous history, so I always make sure I double check.
What's the previous history?
One time, the pit bull grabbed my Yorkshire Terrier, the same one from this incident. And my husband was there and managed to get them apart, and she was okay. And there was just a few other incidents where the pit bull charged at me 2 other times, so I was just wary.
Did you ever talk to your landlord about trying to figure out if there was a way to set up another fence to separate you guys? Or?
I didn't know, because every time we talked to the defendant, she assured us that nothing would happen, and she did muzzle him for a period of 2 to 3 months.
When did she muzzle him?
After the incident where he actually grabbed our dog.
So she muzzled the dog for her dog for how long?
A period of 2 to 3 months.
And then what?
And then she stopped muzzling it.
That didn't work out so well.
No, so
what happened that night?
So that night, I picked up my dog Milo. He refuses to walk down the stairs, so I have to carry him down the stairs. And I grabbed a flashlight. Even though we have the spotlight, it's a big yard. I like to be able to see them. And I was walking down the stairs. When I made it halfway down the stairs, I heard the defendant let the dogs out. So I stopped, and I stopped Lola, who was on the ground next to me. Well, the pit bull must have heard us in the hallway. So he came
charging. The hallway of what?
Our back stairwell.
Okay.
He actually jumped through the screen door and hit the regular door with so much force that it banged open and it bursted open. He jumped through the screen and came up the stairwell. Where
Of
we
your
were
private house?
Of our side of the house, yes.
Inside?
Inside. Came up the stairwell and grabbed her. I grabbed the pit bull's harness, and I had the flashlight in my other hand. I just started smashing him over the top of the head in an effort to try to get him to let go. I was screaming. The Yorkie was screaming. I was 5 months pregnant at the time.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I'm trying to get the dog. I'm trying to get the dog to let go. The defendant's boyfriend was out there. He never came in, never tried to help.
Did he know what was going on?
Well, we were screaming at the top of our lungs.
Where was your husband?
So. He came running down. He was upstairs going to the bathroom.
Okay.
And he came running downstairs as soon as he heard us screaming. He managed to choke the pit bull to the point where she finally let go. I grabbed Lola. He threw the pit bull back out the screen door, and I knew she had to get to the vet. So we ran. We got right into our car, and we went straight to the vet. And unfortunately, when we got there, he had crushed all her ribs, and they had punctured her lungs, and she had to be euthanized.
Oh, goodness. How long had you had Lola?
Just 1.5 years. She was just a little baby.
What happened?
Hi. So I was actually inside with my daughter. My boyfriend actually took the dogs out. But we do have an agreement. So if we see their dogs outside, we definitely don't go outside and vice versa. So he had been out there for probably like 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay. Were you there?
Yeah, I was outside.
What happened?
So basically, right before I go outside, take the dogs outside.
There's more than one dog?
Yeah, we got a Maltese and a pit bull.
Okay.
So right before I go outside, I turn the lights on. I put Frank on the leash.
Who's Frank?
Frank's a dog.
The pit bull dog.
Yeah, sorry.
Frank, go ahead.
He's a pit bull. So yeah, I was outside like 3 to 4 minutes.
A retractable leash that's in your hand?
No.
No, it's like tied to a post.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was outside 3 to 4 minutes, and then I heard Amy open the door, like the knob turning, and then all of a sudden I seen Frank run to their door. He jumped through the screen door.
He did jump through the screen.
Yeah, he did.
Why couldn't
door was
you?
open.
Wait. What are you there for? If not to monitor this stuff, why couldn't you stop the dog?
I tried pulling on the leash, but he already had him in his hands. But
Right.
he was
so
not
the dog,
upstairs.
your pit bull, actually went through a screen in order to get its target.
Yeah, but it's like one of those bug screens.
Why am I here? All these people want you to do is pay for the damage your pit bull predictably did, given its history.
No, and I completely understand. And like she said, I did feel really bad. I still feel really bad because my dog's like my baby.
I don't know how bad you feel. She is 5 months pregnant when this happens. She not only goes through a horrible trauma that envelops in front of her, she now has to think about the unborn baby she's going to have. What if the dog had attacked her instead? How bad did you feel that you tell her, I've been here 23 years and my dog and I ain't going anywhere? How bad did you really feel?
So, what is it about pit bulls? We've asked it before. Are they overly aggressive, or is this all about the owners? What do you think?
No. I think it's usually the owner who trains them to being aggressive.
The owners? It's a lot of bad owners then.
I believe so. I believe so.
It's not the dog.
I don't think so.
What do you think?
Dogs are dogs, but there's different breeds. But a pit bull, that's a good breed.
And so it's the owner.
It has to be the trainer owner, whoever trains the dog to be aggressive like that, or to kill. Yes, sir.
Okay. Going inside the courtroom.
You told her how long you'd lived there, and you told her you weren't getting rid of the dog. At some point, it is a vicious dog, and unless you live on a farm and you have the whole thing fenced in, it's everybody else's problem.
I understand, and I'm not taking away responsibility. I am, but he did not. They had the door open. The screen was ripped already, and
So
that's
they invited
why.
your pit bull in to go attack their dog and kill it?
No, and I'm not taking away responsibility.
It kind of sounds like you're trying to minimize it. Yeah, it does kind of sound it that way. What ends up happening? The dog gets taken for quarantine.
Yes.
And then given back to you after the 10 days.
No, we went to
a
our
hearing.
City Hall, had a hearing, correct.
All right, what happened at City Hall at the hearing? It was a vicious dog hearing, right?
Correct.
And what happened?
They actually let the dog get rehomed to New York.
To a different place.
To a different home in New York. And I asked the animal control officer why that was allowed, knowing the dog's history. And he said that if the dog came back into Massachusetts or back into our town, and I found out about
I missed that part. So Massachusetts made it New York's problem.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Where did the dog actually go?
He did. He went to New York, and I also have a baby.
Who took the dog in?
My sister and my brother-in-law.
Okay.
And they
Where's
have
the
their
dog
own
right
home.
now?
He's with my sister and my brother-in-law in New York.
All right. Now, at some point, you end up moving from this home.
We did.
Tell me why.
The reason why, and I did go up to Amy, and I was going to pay all the vet bills. Unfortunately, before the hearing, I was going around like with everyone that knows the dog and getting signatures and everything. So I was in the car, and we started talking, and pretty much like she just pretty much told me my dog's going to die and that it was my fault that my dog was going to die and that she was going to make sure that he was dead. And I just told her I don't want to talk to you anymore. So I like rolled my window up and I was trying to close my door. And she was 5 months pregnant and she wouldn't let go of my door and I didn't want to touch her at all. And I kept trying to close it. I'm not the strongest person. And it got to the point where I had to call 911 because she wouldn't let go of my door. But it did scare me because my daughter's a year old and you know, I understand, and I'm trying to take full responsibility, but I don't think that that gives her a right to open.
You don't look like you're trying to take full responsibility. I read the transcript of the hearing. You haven't paid the vet bills yet. You don't. You can talk. You can flap your gums, but I'd like to see some action that looks like you're trying to take full responsibility.
Okay. Well,
like keep the muzzle on the dog, so that this would never have happened, or like pay the vet bills so that we wouldn't be here. You keep saying that you want to take responsibility, but this is all free words that you can just blab, and then your actions are exactly the opposite of taking responsibility.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but I had to move within, like this all happened
Why
within a
did you
couple
have
days.
to move?
Because I didn't feel safe with her opening my door when my daughter could be in the vehicle and her screaming at me to the point where I had to call 911. So I didn't.
Did the police come out?
Yeah, I went to the police station because she was still screaming in the driveway, so I just drove to the police station and everything. They could hear it in the background.
Were you trying to open her car door? What happened there?
She admitted it on the police report.
When it was the day before the hearing, the incident happened. I was going to go in my home, and she called me over to her car, wanting to talk about the hearing. And I told her, she kept asking me why I was trying to kill her dog, and I said, I'm not trying to kill your dog. Honestly, if anybody is trying to kill your dog, it was you. If you had muzzled him when you promised us you were going to and kept him muzzled, we wouldn't be in this situation. This wouldn't be happening. At that point, she rolled her window up. I did open her car door, and I said, we're in this situation because of you. And that was it. And she closed the door. I went inside. When I found out about the police report and I read what she had said I was screaming, running down the street, following the car. And I was screaming, I'm going to kill your dog, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. It was absolutely ludicrous. I went to a hearing because she tried to take out assault charges, and they dropped everything. They said the same thing.
Do you have the vet bills, and do you have the purchase price of the Yorkie?
I do, yes.
Let me see both things. Did she ever make any effort to pay any of the vet bills?
No, Your Honor. She stated that the reason she moved is because she was afraid of me. She moved 2 weeks after I filed the small claims. And she changed her phone number, so I couldn't contact her or get in touch with her about payments.
Right. It's not your dog's fault. It is your fault. If you want to have a dog that is bred throughout the centuries for a certain purpose, then you need to take precautions. As it turns out, your dog was banished from the state of Massachusetts. It's preposterous. It is either a vicious dog or it's not a vicious dog. Those are the options. Banishment, to make it New York's problem, is not an option. Yet that's what ended up happening. You got kind of lucky, all right? So I hope that your sister, wherever she lives, is taking, because she's nuts to take the dog, but if she, took the dog, great. I hope to God that she is taking the necessary precautions to make sure that the people in her neighborhood are safe. Okay? My verdict is for the plaintiff in the amount of the purchase price of the Yorkie, as well as the vet bills, $1,690.50. Good luck, folks.
Well, the defendant comes out of the courtroom. You were saying in there that you are trying to take responsibility for what happened, but it doesn't sound like it fully from how you testify.
Well, I am, and I'm actually glad that I don't mind paying what they had. I just was scared because I don't think she should open my car door. I never was trying not to pay anything.
How do we know that it might not happen again now that the dog is in another state?
It's not going to happen again.
It wasn't going to happen the first time either, right?
Right.
Okay, right down that way. How do we know it's not going to happen again in another state?
We don't. That's the
Right?
problem. It's very scary.
You satisfied how this comes out now?
I am. I mean, obviously, I'm not satisfied. I wish I had my dog, and I wish we didn't have to be here today, but at least I feel justice has been served.
And you're opening the car door there. She seems to be fixated on that.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Put the fear into her
I
there.
did, yes. If I'm 5 months pregnant holding a Yorkie, I put the fear in her, yes.
All right. You feel safe now?
I do, yes, I do.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, if you have a dog in your neighborhood that's really aggressive and dangerous and the owner won't take responsibility, call your local Department of Animal Control. They can actually come out, investigate, and in the extreme case, they can remove the dog from the neighborhood if the owner is simply not responsible. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Neil Shutlick. He says he hired the defendant to move some of his things, and the day before he was supposed to take delivery, the defendant called him and told him his motorcycle tipped over in the truck, damaging it. He immediately got the bike, took it in to get an estimate of repair, called the defendant to tell him how much the damage was, and the guy ignored him. He's here suing the defendant for the $2,013.87 he's owed, and he expects to get every penny of it. This is the defendant, Boston. He says the plaintiff's kickstand and windshield were damaged when the bike became unstrapped and fell over during the 1,200-mile trip from Orlando to New Jersey. The parts that were damaged total about $150, but the guy's taking advantage of him because there were prior damages on the bike, and the plaintiff's trying to get him to pay for them by suing him for $2,000. Come on, man. He's accused of trucking it up.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff hired the defendant to move some of his stuff. Says the defendant damaged his motorcycle, but the defendant says the kickstand and a few other things were damaged, totaling $150, and the plaintiff is trying to gouge him. It's the case of movers and shakers.
Thank you, Douglas. Neil Shutlick. You are suing. You've asked to be referred to as Boston?
Yes.
Okay. The city or the band? What does the word Boston have to? You don't want your name used or the name of your company. You're the owner of the company?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. For $2,013.87, the amount that you say you are out as a result of their negligence in moving your motorcycle. Explain to me what happened.
Yes. I had a motorcycle, 10 boxes, and a 32-inch LCD TV to be moved from Orlando to New Jersey. My son was going to school down there, and we were having everything shipped back up. I put a post on the UShip website where I was in touch with the defendant, and he bid on...
What's UShip's website?
It's an online shipping
Like a
marketplace.
broker? They serve as a broker?
Similar to that, yes.
Yes. So he placed a bid. His price was one of the lowest. I checked his references. He had very good references. He also said on his profile that he carried $10,000 worth of coverage on insurance, and he was a vet. So I said, okay, I'll do the job with you. Veteran, yeah. So we did the deal. He was supposed to come in on the 22nd, and so I get a call on the 22nd saying there was an accident, the bike fell over in the truck. I said, well, what happened? He said, well, you got a cracked windscreen and the kickstand broke. I'll give you $250. I said, I'm not going to take that until I see the bike. I said, I'll wait till you come back the next day and I'll examine the bike. Well, the bike came and it was more damaged than the kickstand.
Do you have a picture of the bike?
Yes, I do.
So what did he tell you was broken?
He told me the windscreen, which did get cracked, but he didn't tell me anything about the fairing.
Right. And how do you have photos pre-shipment? You took them?
I told him to take them.
You took them. You told him to take them. Do you watch me?
I do.
I'm gonna pretend I'm the only one he's ever heard say take photos, even though I really have no business taking that credit for it.
You can say that.
Okay. Do you have a contract with them?
Yes.
Let me see the contract you signed. So what happened? Were you part of the movers or no?
My partner and I act as the dispatch and do handle customer service and
So
payment.
you weren't there when it
No,
happened.
I
Who
was
was
not.
there when it happened? Neither one. Okay, come on up.
My partner.
And what's your name?
Gary Jefferson.
Okay. Can you tell me what happened?
Well, the bike became unstrapped from the truck. The actual support rails snapped. The bike was heavily padded. It tipped over. The kickstand and the windscreen were damaged.
Okay, but I'm looking at the actual chassis or whatever of the thing is cracked and missing a chunk.
I'm unaware of that. I don't know much about motorcycles here.
I also have a signed bill of lading that describes the damages when he delivered the bike, and he signed for it.
Oh, I love this. Wait. Hold on. Let me hold on to this feeling. That side is telling the movers, you signed for it. Hold on, let me see what he's got. That's usually your line, isn't it?
Right.
Does your contract have some limitation of liability?
It does.
You gotta read this
per the
stuff really
parameters of
carefully.
UShip, and I'll let you read this.
Let me see.
But it basically says that we're entitled, we have to cover carrier liability, and we have to honor that at 60 cents per pound, and that's not to exceed the cost of the shipment. This would be something that he agreed to by accepting our bid.
Right. Now he bought coverage amount $4,500.
He also had the opportunity to purchase additional insurance and was encouraged to by UShip because it explains the limitations of our insurance policies.
What does you have $4,500 of coverage mean then? He did buy the extra cargo insurance. You got charged at $30 for the cargo insurance.
Yes, I did. Then that was a claim that UShip denied him then.
Why did UShip deny you?
UShip said they would only cover what the damage to the bike was in excess of my insurance coverage on my bike personally, and I didn't feel I should.
Who do you think they are?
So in this case, this moving insurance says, they're saying now, oh, we'll only pay for what your homeowner's policy won't cover. Does that sound like a scam to you?
Sounds like it's very misleading. And when they paid for their insurance,
you would think you're going to get the whole thing if it's damaged.
Right. Just seems very misleading.
Seem like a scam to you?
Yeah, I feel like if you're paying to get insured, you should be insured.
For the full amount?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something rotten in Denmark here, going inside the courtroom.
Why should I pay for increased premiums when I didn't do anything to the bike?
Yeah, where does it say that in the internet? Oh, by the way, we just pay gap insurance. When do they pay? They must never pay. They must just be stealing people's $30
Probably.
left and right. And it's kind of offensive. Oh, they got their nerve. Did you ever receive a policy?
Yes, I did. And when I filed the claim, they showed me on page 10 where there is that statute, the statement that I have to go through my insurance policy first and they will pay whatever the difference is.
So when you sign up for this on the internet, it tells you this guy here, the freight carrier, these guys here, their liability doesn't exceed the invoice value of your shipment, so you should buy cargo insurance. You do, but you don't realize that they are only above and beyond, once you go claim it on your own. But that's your coverage. So why would I order him to pay more than what you signed up for? I realize what you're saying, that it was buried deep within the thing and you didn't see it, but why would I order him to pay them, to pay $2,000 when you clearly bought that other insurance coverage from a third party? It has nothing to do with him.
Well, I just think because he misrepresented himself in the profile, that led me to enter into a contract with him.
No, because you know that there was a limitation, or you wouldn't have bought the extra cargo insurance. So you read this page. You know what this page says. So his "I'm insured up to $10,000" did not make a difference to you in inducing you to sign anything. You know what the limit was there. That's why you bought the cargo insurance. And the way I see it, you have a very clear contract with him that limits their liability to your invoice amount. Then you have a contract for coverage with the cargo insurance people that doesn't limit it, other than making you go first through your own carrier. So based on what I've heard, I'm ruling in favor of the plaintiff in this case due to the defendant's negligence, but it's capped at the amount of the contract, which the invoice, which you paid $370.62, which I understand from both sides has already been refunded to you. Therefore, there will be no extra money due, and the judgment has been satisfied. Okay? That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Well, the plaintiff does collect, but only to the degree that he signed that contract with you. So how do you feel about the outcome here?
That's exactly what we thought was going to happen. We thought we were only liable up to $300 because that's what we were scheduled to receive. But the $70 is minimal.
All right, around the corner this way, and let's see what you're going to do next. You find out that you can only collect to the degree of your contract with him.
Well, that's just what it is. Judge ruled.
Are you going to follow the steps that other cargo insurance company outlined?
No.
This is it for you?
This is it.
You just eat it from here? And
just eat it.
All right.
Been a lesson.
All right. And maybe they'll learn to tie up bikes better next time around. All right. Harvey?
We've talked about calling agencies before rather than going to court. With insurance companies, there's a State Department of Insurance in most states, and you should call them before going to court and spending all that time and money. Let them put some pressure on an insurance company that does the wrong thing. You may find out that you resolve your problem short of having to go to court.